Can, can we address the appraisal district one?
Yes, we can do that.
You want me to vote?
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
I apologize.
Judge Michael Bolton,
Here?
Commissioner Jose Odena,
Here.
Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Here.
Commissioner Julissa Talamontes, Commissioner Valerie Guardado, two absent.
Thank you. Commissioner, I don't want to address the appraisal, but can we just, we're pretty much almost done. Can we just go in order? really
Okay.
quick, And we'll be,
Sure.
we'll be done. For the ones that didn't come, Justice of the Peace 2, which is Precinct 2, JP 2.
And Judge, if I can have, if you're done with it, and we talk about, an elections administrator and see what y'all want to do for that.
Yes, sir. Page, you're on page 15, Commissioner.
Yes.
Commissioner, you're on 15. So again, Commissioners, the proposed elected official increase is a 5% as discussed at the previous workshop yesterday. All the other allowances are indicated on there, which was the 5%. In terms of personnel, just to reiterate, Mr. Pereira is going to give me a number figure with a dollar raise, and then he's giving me with $1.50 if it's possible. We'll sit down together, Mr. Pereira and I, and once we get that number, I'll put it before the court, which would be you're fine, by August 15 is when we have to submit the proposed budget to this court. So again, just notation on there for personnel, you're looking at $1 to $1.50. In terms of operating supplies, there was no increase. Office supplies, there was, I think that's it. Mr. Pereira, I think your office might have made a mistake on the office supplies. It should reflect 1,800, and your office put 5,500. On office supplies?
No, I think.
Because that was his request, is 1,800.
I know, but if you look at what he spent already,
It decreased
he's always has 4,200.
4289.
And last year he had 2,200.
Yeah, there's something wrong there because it says he budgeted for 3,000 last year. He's already spent 4,200.
We're gonna check into that, but we.
Oh, you said that,
Yeah.
okay, so I'm gonna recommend 2,000, Mr. Pereira. That's gonna be my proposal, Commissioners, is a 2,000 for office supplies.
Do you know why this department shows to have spent
No, we're
22?
gonna check into that.
And that's what we were looking into that, Commissioner Urena, because we had originally budgeted for this office to have $3,000 in office supplies, and they've already exceeded that. They've spent 4,300. So it is an issue and a concern. I do not know. Office supplies is kind of like your paper, your ink, folders, pens. So when we did meet with Judge Esquivel, we were gonna look into it to get more of an itemized, but Mr. Pereira's office wasn't able to as of today. Is that correct?
Correct. The thing that's happening is also is the toners are becoming very expensive.
When you say very expensive, how much?
Well,
Roundabout.
One color sign like $99.
How much?
One color for a toner, $99.
They have the same one we have in our office.
and you have to have all 5 workings
So
because
that's fine.
$500 for
just in
toners.
toners, the one, so if you make a lot of copies, it has gone up because it used to be, you could buy one for $200 and it cost last you the whole year. Now it's, because the printing is different, they've increased a lot, they've escalated.
So let me ask you a question. You know how we have the contracts with Xerox?
But those are the printers. I mean, the copiers, I'm sorry, those are the copiers.
The
These-
combination of home.
We're talking
They
printers.
print and copy.
Yeah, so why do we have to get extra toners?
We're the ones that we have in our office that we use. Here's a case small.
So we don't have that many, we haven't spent that much in office supplies for toners.
Because the ones that we got, we buy it from,
OLS.
OLS.
That's why we didn't use a lot of them for our budget, but we did use a lot.
And I've always wanted to be conscientious about,
So why do we have a contract with Xerox?
Because those are the copiers.
I understand what they are.
I'm assuming that
The
the
printers-
copiers are for big batch.
That's like,
And-
that's the printer, right there.
Which is also a copy. A printer,
It is,
copy.
but
If you
it
put a
doesn't
paper in
make-
there, a copy is free.
But it doesn't make, like, for reports and what have you,
You're talking about quantity?
budgets, we need a real copy, big copier.
I'm sorry, I forgot you're the auditor. You would know more about that. I understand now what you're
So
saying.
that it has escalated. And
Thank you, Jim. You can bring extra water so you don't further.
so the price has been going up on the cartridges.
We just wanna, we're gonna look at it anyway,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, we'll look
I
at
mean,
it, that's,
We're gonna look at
it's
it,
an
it's
issue
not, I
that's
don't think it's
all over the
just
place.
toners, there might be other stuff, but
And plus the cost, like you said, the cost is going up and up and up.
so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it at the 3,000, I know I said 2,000, but I'm gonna leave it at 3,000. And then maybe have that conversation with Judge Esquivel in regards to, being conscientious on that line item. In regards to, everything else, the data process, everything stayed the same. The only other increase that he requested was for training, education, and seminars. He's asking for 3250. That number should reflect 3250. Judge Esquivel himself doesn't take as many trainings as the other judges, and that's why his number reflects lower. But that should be 3250, Mr. Pereira, on training, education, and seminars as a proposed.
But does this include the clerks?
Yes, there's a line item for his secretary, or there's, his secretary is included in the 1350.
1350
Oh,
or 30?
3250.
3250,
Yes, I just saw
I'm
it.
sorry,
3250.
3250.
Okay.
Yes, when he submitted his proposal, he asked for 750 for his secretary. So it should be 32. Any other questions on that one?
No.
We're good to go on that one, Mr. Pereira? For the proposed, then we have JP3. On JP3, again, the 5% for the elected official. On the, car allowance, Mr. Pereira, that should reflect, 3,500, it stays the same. I did talk to Mr. Pereira, and I did talk to and met with Judge Hernandez. She did advise me and Mr. Pereira that she was not going to be coming in to do administrations, and she was not going to be coming in to do inquest on something else. So she said, she just went to me. Because she says she will do it sometimes if it's absolutely necessary.
Oh, okay, cool, so, okay.
Well, kind of, because I don't know, Mr. Pereira, how, I mean, she indicated she wasn't gonna be doing it, but then she said, well, maybe, but,
It's just a safe zone or a buffer zone, just in case she, doesn't mean that she's gonna use it, but.
well, no, she does use it. 'cause-
No, but I'm using an example, that she might not come, but it'll be there.
But you have to pay, but once it's in here, you
Yeah,
gotta
once it's
pay.
approved, you have to pay for it.
It's
Because
not
it's
based on
already
mileage, it's, you're giving her an allowance. So you open.
I say we leave it there because in case it comes out and, Yeah.
And that was my proposal, and I did advise her that I couldn't recommend an increase just because she did tell me that she was not gonna be, traveling over here. She did tell me she said at times has issues with her eyes, so she was not going to drive over here. I did ask her, because I know in the past she had advised Mr. Pereira and I did say the deputy to go get her.
Yes,
and bring
this
her back.
was-
She said she's not gonna do that either, because she said she feels like the sheriff's office is spending too much money taking 4 trips, one to go get her, one to bring her back, one to go get her, and drop her back off. So she said she wasn't gonna do that either. She said she would come if it was absolutely necessary, but if not, she wasn't going to.
Is that part of the conversation we had to care about community question? Basically,
Well, according to Judge Sonia, she says it's, we have to do it in this way. And I need to get something in writing so that I can show it to the judge.
well, in my opinion, I feel like, I agree with Commissioner Carmona, we should leave it there. Because if for some reason or another, it becomes a fact that it's state law that they should do it in person, and she doesn't have a travel limit, she might be able to say, well, if I don't get paid, to drive my vehicle over there.
No, and that's why I'm saying, I'm proposing it for it to stay the same. I'm not saying for us to cut it, I'm not saying for us to increase it, I'm saying leave it the same, which is a 3,500.
Just, you know how I feel about those problems.
I know.
Declaring someone.
No, and that was your concern you had last year, remember that you had an incident where someone died, I think on the Loop 517, you said, and how do you know if they died and then they reviral to, he said, I remember he said that they hit a bump and they come back
And
to
then they
life.
can come, yeah.
Yes, I remember he said that. The other increase that she asked for, again, was a $500 increase in her training and education and seminars. And then she asked for an additional $300 for mileage for her secretary. Any questions or any comments? So are we good with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Pereira, we're good with that one? JP4, we already addressed that with him here. County attorney, we already addressed that with the county attorney. Road and bridge, we addressed that with the road and bridge 1, which is Commissioner Odena. Road and bridge 2 was addressed yesterday with Commissioner Carmona. Road and bridge 3 was addressed yesterday with Commissioner Talamantes. Road and Bridge 4 with Commissioner Noguera. She just requested a $1.50 raise to all personnel. Again, in regards to her salary, I am recommending a 5% for Commissioner Noguera. Personnel is that $1 to $1.50. She requested $1.50. There was no significant changes other in her road and bridge, other than she requested an additional $10,000 for fuel and oil, and she requested about $12,000 on maintenance and repair equipment. And then in the utilities, she asked for an additional $5,000. And then at the bottom where you see equipment, she's asking for the $550 for it to be transferred over from this year's budget, because she has not used it, and that's to purchase possible installation of an AC unit at the rec center in Asherton. Other than that, there wasn't any substantial changes other than the ones I just indicated, which was for fuel and oil, maintenance and repair equipment, utilities. Any questions on that, or you guys are in agreement?
We're good. I'm good. I don't know.
Commissioner Odena?
I'm good. Seems like, yes, you pretty much say right. So.
So then we're over at the county auditor, appointed official,
Minus 5.
The what?
-5. He said -5. The 5% that I indicated for Mr. Pereira, his cell phone allowance as well, 5%. Personnel, again, that $1 to $1.50 raise across the board for all employees. On the supplies, Mr. Pereira asked for an increase for operating supplies. That was in the amount of $1,250. And in regards to office supplies is, he's asking for an increase of $500. The lease agreements, data processing, telephone communications, you'll see a slight increase as well, but I think across the board, there's just been increase in how much the data processing and lease agreements have been charged. Everything else, there was no increase or increase request.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I have a real simple question. Is Mr. Pereira considered an elected official or an employee?
Mr. Pereira is considered an appointed official, appointed by the district judges, so he doesn't necessarily,
In other words,
because he's also an employee of Zavala County, so technically he's employed of Dimmit and Zavala, but he's an appointed official, which kind of somewhat is like an elected, but not necessarily.
well, eventually, sooner, I mean, we have to get to in this situation, the reason I'm asking, and I don't want to really elaborate why, but we have to go with one or the other. Which one would you consider?
Well, why are you asking the question?
I can't tell you. I just need to know which one. If we were to have to be making a decision right now, I could. But it's just a question, is he even considered an elected official or an employee?
He's considered an.
I'm sure this question's come up before.
Appointed.
He's an
Yep.
appointed, that's what I'm saying,
Well,
the
yeah.
only answer to it is he's an appointed official by the district judges, and the only way that he can be removed from his position.
So can you drive a county vehicle?
Yes.
Can you be considered, well, that wasn't the right question, because an elected official or an employee, right?
I mean, we can't really answer your question if you only want to give us partial information, Commissioner. I don't really know the basis for your question.
That is a question.
All I know is that he cannot get paid more than your highest elected official in the county,
You can't get paid more
Then me?
than the county judge essentially.
No.
For me?
Yeah, well, he can't get paid more than the highest paid elected official in the county.
So at one point it was Dan, like 2 years ago it was Dan.
Danny Wu.
It's not, but it
Because
depends.
you go based off
It's
of,
not the county judge or whoever, or the
It's
sheriff,
an elected official.
it's whoever's elected, the highest elected official.
actually, it was Marion Boyd. Yes, it was.
No, it was Danny, between all the state and everything, he was the highest. It turned out he was the highest.
That was recent when she came on board?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because we had a new sheriff and then
But before that, it was,
it was Mary.
whether it was a judge and then
Mr. P, I have a question. On these trainings, I know basically they're yours, but do the ladies go to a training now and then? I know you're giving me now training.
No, we do have training, but the county auditors actually have online training. We have.
I understand, but if there's
He's
something,
talking about like
if they,
outside, not just
outside,
remote.
do they have,
No, because we get.
let's just say for some reason, there's a class, right? For your employees, and I'm not saying that you have, but it's not online. but it's kind of like mandatory to take. What's the process on that?
It's mandatory for my staff.
No. It's just a theoretical question, sir.
But we-
I'm not telling you to sit in the training outside that. I'm just asking if there's a training that comes up and it's not online, available online, but they need to take that training, is there money there for them to attend?
Yes.
I'm not saying for you to send them out. That's your
They
your
have,
decision.
they have 5,500 commission.
No, but I was thinking that was for his trainings.
No, because his trainings come out of my budget, no, Mr.
No,
Pereira?
No,
you come out of my budget.
Oh, okay.
but see,
But to answer your question, they just attended a one-day conference that we have online. And it's all the training, that basically, and the way we geared it is basically geared towards assistant auditors.
I understand, but you're not getting the concept
No, I
of what I'm
understand,
asking.
but no.
I'm just saying that if the training's there, and for some reason it's not online, is there cushion there, like to send one of them? I'm not saying to send them, because that's your prerogative, I can't tell you what you do, but all I'm asking is there a cushion in there where one of them can attend, or?
There probably isn't, Commissioner.
But,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
my question is,
There isn't.
But him being the auditor, I'm sure he would find it somewhere.
I will tell you that basically, all the sessions that I go to are divided between small and Dimmit.
I understand,
I know what you're
but
saying.
you don't grab what I'm
There is no,
trying to tell
there
you.
is no cushion there if they need to go.
Okay,
The only
Yeah.
reason it's come out cheaper is because since I give sessions at some of these conferences,
right,
they don't charge me
right,
for some of these.
but it was just a simple,
But, no,
that's all I'm asking.
Any other questions for county auditor? We're good on this page?
Yes.
Okay, that proposal is good. Next one. IT, we discussed that yesterday with Commissioner Talamantes. Did you get that, Commissioner, Mr. Pereira, the IT?
yeah.
From
I mean, it's
yesterday?
already taken care of, yeah, I've already done it. Because you were gonna add one part-time at 13,000.
I'm going to, are we still, and I'm assuming we are, but just to clarify, are we still putting out what we're considering,
Oh, the capital outlay?
capital outlay for, and the reason I'm asking is that I forgot.
I am not recommending that. I think area department should have it.
Yeah, because I had a conversation with Commissioner Talamantes in the past about that.
The
It
issues
just-
that you had.
Yeah, we couldn't ever. So every department's gonna have,
Yes.
so then should that not reflect on the budget? or-
Correct.
Okay, but if that's the case, then, and the reason we do that is because IT basically assesses what they need and buys it through their budget. But if you do that,
Well, I
then,
think that's what he was saying, that he had a conversation with Commissioner Talamantes because there was issues that were coming across in terms of ordering and how they wanted to go about.
Printer, screen went out in our office and she made it clear that there was not enough money in the IT. And I know this, it came up to the county judge, because I did approach her and talk to her about, I approached both of them actually, not at the same time, by the way, but I said, look, this was established this way because it's supposed to be covered from this line item. But if I'm gonna have to find money from my budget to address the situation, then it defeats the purpose, because it's just happening to me now, who else could it be happening to? You know what I'm saying?
they have enough money. I mean,
Cause the printer,
Because as a,
I'm sorry,
well, because that, so you guys can make a educated, proposal to me. As of right now, last year, we budgeted 150,000. And as of June the 30th, there's been $16,216
You,
used in.
that's it?
Yes.
So I understand why,
And my concern also is, what I'd explained to her is that I don't see how that really works because you cannot compare the IT equipment that Road and Bridge has to the IT equipment that the sheriff's department has. They have a greater value of equipment.
Because remember, right now when we get to Metro, remember that, right now when we get to Metro with Commissioner Lucado, when she met with you and I, she requested for a certain
yeah, but
printer
that's,
or something.
no, but that's for her.
Yes, but it was for a printer thing to print out the paper that they need for when it says what tires are needed or.
Right, but that's not, that would be that's not considered
No,
IT.
because she said it was a Dell, I have it on here.
I know, but it's not, that's not considered IT. We're
What's it
talking about
considered?
computers, printers,
The
stuff,
printers.
servers, what have you. But that's,
I think that's what we're,
no, but that's that's a road and bridge equipment that wouldn't come
But
out
it's
of
supposed to
that.
have road and bridge.
go,
IT would have anything to do with that. That would have to be something.
Well, see, my printer went out,
That,
and I bought it out of my operating supplies. That's where I got it from.
but usually, because usually what happens is IT.
And it's not
because-
it's not a Xerox, or it's a printer like that.
I don't know, they're still pretty hefty. I mean.
Yeah, but it came out of my
then
operating
why do the
supplies.
budget? We understand it's hefty, but if he's gonna have to buy a printer from
It should have been-
his budget,
It
there
should
needs
be
to be a line
IT
item.
ordering it for you because they know what,
And it's to capital outlay, and then if we're gonna buy our own printers.
That's why I'm saying, that's
Yes,
what
ma'am.
Commissioner Uranda
Yeah.
saying, for us to read.
I know it's more work for you, Mr. Pereira, because
no,
you have it broken up.
it's not about the work. It's basically because in the past,
You have to
people,
break it up.
they buy it, no, they
No,
buy the
it's
stuff
because
and then it,
his position was, why he said it last year, because remember, IT was under Juan.
Right.
And the I remember, I'm glad you brought that up. But I think we can deviate from it. But what was happening a lot was that IT didn't have a capital fund. We each had our own capital outlay for equipment, like computers and all that. And so my distinct understanding, if I remember correctly, was that certain departments were ordering, excuse me, Ms. Daniel, for instance, she ordered a Dell computer, and then she ordered, let's just say, a Mac printer. I don't think
They
they
were not
sell Mac
compatible.
printers, right? But let's just say they were not compatible, and we were having to either return it or just keep it and eat the cost because they were not doing it, they were not ordering it right, because she didn't know. So then IT was just helping and saying, you know what, let me tell you, Ms. McDaniel, this is really what you need. You need a Dell hard drive, you need the Dell computer, you need the Dell printer, right? And that's why Mr. Pereira last year had recommended to Juan to recommend to me to propose to you guys to give him 150, and IT would just go and order. But obviously, you ran into a problem with that, Commissioner. Carmona ended up having to buy his own. So I think the purpose of the mission, what Mr. Pereira was doing, was there, and I appreciate him for that. But executing it and how it went into practice didn't work that way, or it hasn't been working that way. And like I said, and I look at the numbers right now, only 16,268 as of June has been utilized for that particular
Seems
line
like we've been
item,
able to
but
save money.
what?
We haven't really been able to save money if everybody's been having to buy their own stuff.
no, you're right. And then, if we can recall, at the last Commissioners Court meeting in July, which won't reflect here, the purchase of, I don't know how many desktops were for the sheriff's office, correct? That were coming out of this line item. So
You know how much that was?
I think it was, how much do you remember, Avery?
I would recall. I would have to talk to Javi about it. Javi has all the information with
Yeah,
all
it was
purchases
like-
and everything.
It was like 60,000, I don't know, it was a big number, because it was like 12 computers or something like
But
that.
even then, it still doesn't exhaust the budget. So I don't know why.
So do you guys want to change that number, and then everyone else just have their own capital outlay for
I think from the auditing standpoint.
Because I'm pretty sure that other departments, Mr. Pereira, have purchased computers or,
Did you purchase them?
I can get stuff through my OLS, but I did, order a scanner.
Through your budget?
But
through IT.
Yeah,
But I think any of the other equipment that I've gotten in these last few months has been, so I.
When you have all this, and you
But we
can,
get it, I mean, whenever we need
oh,
anything,
you're
we
right.
do
we're
make
not
sure,
looking good at this.
And not everybody's all.
Yes.
that we make sure that it's
And I know
compatible
there
with what
has
we
been-
need.
I know
That's
that
why
there has-
IT does it for us.
Well, I know that there has been some POs submitted from some departments purchasing equipment and they didn't go through IT. Because not everybody goes through you guys, right, Avery? For the most part, not everybody.
Of my knowledge, they usually come to us for information
Exactly.
and whether to
And
purchase
then they
it,
go
and
order it
then
on
they
their
do
own.
it on their
Yeah,
own, or
see?
they don't really request
so it's not
it.
hitting the,
It's
But
not, that's what I'm saying, it's, I
it's not
understand
hitting
this.
the budget.
So we do, we
So I
direct it
understand,
to.
that's what I'm telling you, Mr. Pereira's, mission and his goal was there, and what he was trying to do, but executing it wise, it's not, because I know that Mr. Ramirez is absolutely correct, if they'll reach out to him or to Javi, hey, can you tell me what computer I need and all this, and you give options, because y'all done that to us, but then people go buy it on their own.
So
But I
that
think we
part's
do
working.
redirect it to their budget. I mean, I
So
know that
that
people,
part's working because we're keeping it compatible,
But,
because to their recommendation.
yes,
But
but we
the
did, right?
money part is somewhat not working because it's not hitting the correct line item, it's hitting still.
Yes.
I don't know that my staff corrects it after it's submitted.
I don't think
Yeah,
the
we-
elected officials know that it can come out of their budget. I only found out, only because I've been talking to Commissioner Salamanca, and she says, we ordered that for you. I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, yeah, that's equipment that goes through us. This was several months back. So she's like, yeah, you order it through us and we'll get it. So I was like, that's even better because it doesn't come out of my budget. So it was like a $700 scan. So
But we
it was
make
nice
sure that
that
what
came out of-
their needs are something that's recommended from IT to make sure it works, because like
No,
I said,
absolutely, I agree with you, 100%.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's what our IT department is here for, but
because in the past, they would buy something and it ended up sitting there because it didn't.
okay, so
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you again, gentlemen, we have a forum here.
But we,
What do you wanna reevaluate the equipment on that line item?
I'm unsure if we redirect it to charge it to IT.
I don't think so, because it's only at 16,000.
you may be right, Mr. Pereira, you may be right, I wanna be
Now, the
sincere.
start process, that's something else.
Huh?
She did start it in.
Okay.
Can you talk to
If
the
they
mic?
don't do
I
If they
can-
don't do the PO, then there is a problem.
Me neither.
The-
Do you want to reevaluate, what do you want to do?
I guess we can reevaluate it because
So what's the number that you think would be fair for IT to have for equipment and then everybody else has their own? The way it is it used to be.
Well, if everybody else is gonna have their own, that would mean that your office, everybody, in other words, every,
if it's gonna increase than what we put
Yeah.
there for IT, then it probably will.
Not necessarily,
No.
because some people didn't ask for equipment.
Well, because they do it through IT. So-
Not necessarily, there were some people that were concerned, like Mr. Ortiz, he's like, I don't need anything, so I'm not gonna ask for equipment if I don't need it.
And that's me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna order. And it's like I always say, not because the money's there, I'm gonna use the money. Unless something breaks down.
yeah, the only reason we-
And I'm pretty sure that's how the other commissioners feel.
For me, and I'll stand by it, because we have been having a lot of criminal court lately,
Yes.
and we've been trying to tie in our court with the OLS. I don't touch any of the county budget for office supplies or anything, Ms. Hernandez can tell you. I go directly to OLS, because I would much rather utilize the grant than use county funds.
And I understand this, but what happens when all that
No,
stops?
you're right, and I will tell you this, guys, on the record, that thankfully, and gratefully, Selena and I sat down and we redid the application for OLS, and we did get it for this next year. So we did get accepted for OLS for this next fiscal year.
Our office also goes to Selena before we're gonna make a purchase to see if it'll count. And then if it doesn't, then we take it from the general. So we're trying to
So
utilize the grant.
what's a number that you guys want?
Right.
See?
So like I said, as of June 30th, the capital equipment expenditure was 16,268 and 10.
And the expenditure. Expenditure, 19. No, you're in technology. The IT's. What page were you in?
28.
28. Maybe say IT. Amarillo. Or yellow. No ice.
Come in.
Diciendo.
Whatever recommendation y'all, whatever y'all want, I'm just here to do what y'all want.
The only concern I have at this point, Judge, is that if we're going to minimize the amount of capital outlay the way it's set up, then everyone needs to be informed and understand that the money's not gonna any longer be in that line item. So they don't assume that it's there and then they sit back and not request any type of, not necessarily equipment, but revenue to cover future issues. And I'll give you an example. I have.
Well, the alternative, what I can do is, I can sit down with Mr. Pereira after all of this, and put everything together, and I can go by department and add a number on there that I think is valid
and-
amongst these,
And make it known that it's only for equipment that
Fails.
fails. Like computers and stuff like, nothing about buying lawnmowers, nothing buying about, you know what I'm saying? No other.
Or trying to keep up
yes,
with
Ms.
the latest
McDaniel, you can't
iPhone.
be buying a lawnmower.
No, but
I'm
I agree
using
with you.
it as,
I agree with you.
because,
Like,
just for example, I see capital equipment, oh, you know what, I'm gonna get me another zero turn. No, it's gonna be made only for electronics, I guess, if you wanna mention it that way.
But the line item before, it wasn't under capital equipment, it was under,
It was under.
but we already
IT
have,
would-
there's already, like, I don't know who you're talking about, Commissioner, but, Carmona, but there is already a line item for anybody that wants to buy zero turns, lawnmowers, it's
Yes.
under equipment, so
That's
capital,
what I mean.
capital outlay would be more for like
Technology.
bigger, technology or
Technology.
bigger tag.
But tag it as, so there will be no mass confusion.
but also if IT has to go and recommend, they would have to go, if I'm gonna request a new,
Well, honestly, whenever I get.
It'll be like split code system.
Yeah, when I get the PO, I always ask for backup,
Yeah.
so I'll look on there. and
no, I see, but what I'm saying is, if I'm gonna request a new monitor, let it be because I really need a new monitor, not because
Right.
I wanna keep up with the newest and greatest.
I think for the most part though, Commissioner, when, at least I would hope, but as an elected official or a department head, for the most part, I think when they call IT because they need help, it's because something's down. It's not, okay, because I wanna get a update and get a new computer, correct, Mr. Ramirez? So it's not like, I'm gonna call him and say, yeah, you know what, I got a Apple last year, but I want a new one this year, can you just tell me no,
That's never-
right? Most
no.
of the time when you get called, it's because it broke.
Yes, and most of the time those problems are from very, very old equipment,
So it's.
out of date, very out of date equipment. That's why we have to fix those over and over and over and over again.
Exactly. So I don't think what you're saying, I don't think is really happening, at least I would hope not. I think that when they get called, it's because it's been to a point where it's just not working anymore.
I feel better.
Okay, so can you please tell me, both of you, what number you wanted to reflect?
If we're gonna do what you just said with Mr. Pereira, I would put about, my recommendation would be to place about 50,000 on that. So they can
Alright.
still assist, if they need to. Perhaps departments that encountered unforeseen issues with their IT and only have so much budgeted, maybe she can help for IT department.
Commissioner, that's your recommendation as well?
50,000.
Mr. Pereira, 50,000. Thank you, gentlemen. County treasurer, we've already discussed that with Mr. Ortiz. He, was okay with everything on there. You guys, this is also your proposal. We've already talked to Ms. Sandoval, yesterday. Everything looks good, with the additional that we're adding funding for, a part-time, Mr. Pereira?
To make it full-time.
No, it was just to be part-time. We're not adding a full-time.
I thought you were adding the part-time to make the
No.
one position full-time.
No, the commissioners made it very clear, it's just giving her additional funding for part-time because it was more of a seasonal thing, right, commissioners?
On the what?
For
Just
Ms. Mary, because it was more of a seasonal
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
So we were just, are you on her page? It's page 30. So on part-time, see, you didn't even know. On part-time, Mr. Pereira, it was 36,240.
And that is two part-times.
Yes, two
Or
part-times.
at whatever machine needs.
Or however much needs, but on that number, I need you to change it to put 36,240. Is that correct, commissioners?
Mm-hmm.
You're on the wrong one, Mr. Pereira. That's the only change that was there, is that correct, commissioners,
Yes, ma'am.
that I noted?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Pereira, the next one, courthouse grounds, Commissioner Carmona, no changes other than the increase in maintenance and repair equipment, which we all, agreed, approved to. So we'll go to the next one.
Let me mention one thing on that, because I just saw that. You don't have anything for equipment, so if anything breaks down, or you need anything. you don't
Okay,
have
on
anything.
equipment, Commissioner,
And
on that
who's
capital outlay
Well, which one?
for Commissioner Carmona courthouse maintenance.
So if something breaks down, you.
You had budgeted 6,000, we had given you 6,000 last year, do you just wanna roll that over?
Yes.
We'll roll it over to 6,000. Okay, so we're good with that, Commissioners?
Yes, ma'am.
Added 6,000. Okay, we're going over to the county jail, Mr. Pereira. County jail, the only change was on the equipment to increase it to 200,000. And that was to reflect the number, if you guys recall from the sheriff, to change all the locks and a possible new camera system.
Well, Judge, where does the maintenance person come? Is that under a different, or
Which one?
like, the employee they have for maintenance?
It's under the county judge's
Okay.
department, yes, sir.
Okay. Cool.
Anything else on that one? That was the main change, that was on for the county jail. We're good on that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that one's good to go, Mr. Pereira. Sheriff's office. On the sheriff's office, there was no, substantial change other than, of course, the 5% for the sheriff, the $2.52 for the employees. On the purchases for the capital outlay, he had requested for vehicles, but as we mentioned, because we got the approval for OLS, we're gonna get it from there.
We're on the sheriff office?
Yes, sir.
I see.
Are you here?
No, okay. Judge, I wasn't aware, the sheriff was here yesterday, but he never mentioned it, but I was looking at this. And it says he requested an increase of 90?
For his base pay,
That's what he requested?
yes. But you have to remember that, we give him, I think we give him 90 already, right, Mr. Pineda?
Yeah, I think so.
Because by law, by SB 22.
With the, that's between two.
It's the salary plus the
Plus
SB 22.
Yes, sir.
What does he get off from every 20?
45.
No,
Oh,
the sheriff,
Oh, the sheriff doesn't?
the sheriff has to get 90. Or 75, it was 75 because because I think it's like 1 to 4 years.
He's actually, right now he's making 78,750.
Yes, because service of years with SB 22, that's what he was at, 75, right, Mr. Pereira?
So with that, he would be making
How come this is-
81,000.
I'm sorry?
So
He'll
now
be at-
it go up to 81,760. It's a little bit hard to understand, Mr. Commissioner Odena, because if you see in the top, that was the base, on the top is the elected official base. But if you come down where it says SB 22,
Mhm.
that's what the total amount would be. Plus fringe and benefits,
Nice.
you see at the bottom,
Okay.
like 81,760.
Okay.
But that doesn't include also he gets a cell phone allowance, the amount of 1575. So you're looking at 83,335.
83,335?
Yes, sir. Cell phone allowance. With the French benefits?
Yeah.
I haven't probably been able to run it up to 80. Since it was supposed to be.
This,
It's up to
we
you.
can run it up 85.
Yeah.
85?
Mr. Bennett, to round off the sheriff's final salary to 85. Any other questions? You good with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Pereira, you're good with the sheriff's? Fire department, we were good with that, there was no,
What, didn't he just finish?
anything?
You're good with the fire department?
We're good with the fire department?
Yes. Yes. No.
Constable, for, DPS, there was no changes. We have Constable 1. No changes other than the 5% increase for the constable.
Judge, may I ask? I was looking at it yesterday. On Constable 1 and on Constable one, it's at 40, what is it? Last year 38, but they don't fall under the SB 22.
So they're at 45.
Under the easement.
Oh, I see it.
You see the 38,609,
No.
and then you add 63. If you go to 38,609 plus the 63,91, you're at 45.
Yes. I hadn't seen the bottom,
Oh,
that's
no, you're
why.
fine. So,
I just looked at the top.
yeah, so the top is what we have to.
Yeah, of course. Sorry to interrupt.
Sorry,
Give me your
um,
phone.
it's a workshop. Oh, they were discussing, they were also considering that last year, because they came in, they didn't get a percentage, and so they're not, all four constables are not the same amount, and so that's one of the things that they were.
No, and we're rectifying that. So for Constable Rudy, he's at 45, but with the increase, the 5% increase, his base, as you can see, goes up
Right.
about 2,000. So he would be at, so he'd be at 46,930.
Judge, I have a question.
Around there.
I'm looking and I'm trying to analyze this increase. In my understanding, for at least from my standpoint, when we give an increase to our employees of 5% or $1.50, we add that, as the auditor adds that to our budget, that line item, so that we can give the raise for employees, right? Because we're pretty much, in other words, what we have budgeted, we're kept off. It's not like we have money there, extra money to give them the raise there.
Exactly.
So then, like, the DPS, I'm looking at DPS right now, and it says that in 2024, the actual budget for personnel was 31,962. 2025, it jumped to 64,944.
There's two people.
There's two people now.
There's two employees.
There's
Two employees,
employees.
okay.
Yeah.
And then, it says in 7 months, there's been 22,042 consumed from the,
Because they
They-
barely hired the new position because DPS, as he knows, they have a really long process. They can't just hire anybody.
and see, that's why I'm asking, because I'm not aware of their
Yeah.
process situation
So-
or how many people are there, so I have to ask, because
No, that's
I'm
okay.
going based off the numbers that are here.
No, that's okay, for you to ask, it's not a
But
problem.
we created another
We gave them
position.
another position
Last
because
year- last year.
DPS, yes,
I remember-
DPS, had reached out to Commissioner Carmona and I, they were asking for an additional position. So they did hire a young lady there. She's there already, but it took, what, Commissioner, a couple of months, right, for them to pass her background check and, because not only do they have to go through us to do the application process, but anybody they hire has to go through their process because of records that they have to
And
keep.
OLS and all that.
OLS and everything, so, I was advised, I think the young lady started, Pinta, what, 2 weeks ago? So that's why you don't see the number reflected yet, in terms of how much has been expended.
And I think that's why it's important, Mr. Pereira, that, like yesterday when we were having a discussion about adding more personnel without us really knowing how many people do you actually have now. Like, this could be deceiving because you don't know if there's one position at 64 or there's actually two, unless you remember that. So we actually
Or
added.
if you can always go and ask, but if you go back there,
It's
you
here,
can see it on the commission, it's on the paper.
the last page, on the
Oh.
section.
It says,
Look at the
that-
last.
yeah,
the-
it says administrator and it says clerk. And you can, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, it's public record, you can just go and ask his office to give you a list of all the employees.
But that's what we provided for every, all the departments are there, remember, it's in there.
For the road and bridge and everything. Okay, so remember when we were talking about, when we said, do y'all know how many employees? And you said, no.
No, in total, but you, in total, we have an estimate, but we were talking about, that's
But no,
why
I see what you're saying because when me and Mr. Ortiz started, he advised us that, because him and I came in at the same time, we only had about 90 county employees, now we're up to like 120, so we've gone up 30
we,
employees.
because
in
it's
3
only
years.
been close to 200.
What?
It's close to 200 for a while.
But full-timers, remember? because he wasn't including part-time. So full-time, he said, we were up to like 120, and then you have your part-time, and then your elected officials, and that's where you hear about, in total, for the county, close to 200, he said. And that's where I agree with you, we have to start being, conservative. Because it can become, yes. Any other questions for Constable, Commissioner Odena?
No.
For Constable Precinct 2, I did speak with Constable Aramula. He, again, for him, we're just increasing him for the 5% across the board for elected officials. He asked for a $38 increase in office supplies. He asked for $1,500 increase in fuel and oil. And Mr. Pereira, on the equipment, do you recall, he's asking for $99,000. Do you recall in our meeting, let me pull it up, in our meeting, our notes as to why he advised us he needed that? I want to say he was including bulletproof vests, yes, it was bulletproof vests, it was the gun rack. Let me pull it up. He was asking for the installation of dual gun rack installation.
On the vehicle.
Installation?
Installation.
Oh,
No, not installation.
and then you said your vehicle, and I'm like, installation?
A dual gun rack?
Dual gun rack. What other notes do you have, Mr. Pereira?
I didn't bring that
Did you
page.
bring that one?
What is that?
On their salaries,
Yeah.
this is what I got together. Are we gonna do something? Because this is what they, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, they were mentioning that last year because they just came in, they did a 5% increase or something, and they were arguing that they're not all the same. They're constables.
They are the same.
The only
No.
the only ones that were not,
For the new ones?
yeah, which was Rudy and Manny, they were at just 45, which is what between those two parts. Constable Andy and Constable Valdez, because they didn't know what we were at 2,200 at 47.
Yeah. Okay, I just want you to hear because that's something that they were mentioning. So I just didn't agree with that.
So
Yeah, he can go back.
I know, I just want to make sure because they're bringing it up.
He can somewhat come back to London because they're the commissioner. And I'll put her up. What's good for, we're trying to hear that, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, which I'm still trying to figure out what that means, but.
Commissioners, I'll get you guys an answer right now momentarily regarding the 99,000 for equipment. But other than that, the request for the elected official,
99,000 for
I
equipment?
think it included a vehicle also, didn't it?
He got a new vehicle.
yeah, it
It's
was
not
not,
a very good vehicle.
it wasn't for you. I'm asking.
With 99,000. Is there any way, I'm not just gonna ask, is there any way some of that could come from OLS?
No.
We put them on the application, but they didn't from the
All this is real specific, it has to be.
Yeah, no, I printed out the packages.
And I think honestly, the one that might be applicable for OLS is constantly another as a constable.
Is there the road here, or the precinct? Maybe.
How about Moonstar, Operation Moonstar?
That is operation.
I mean, the other one,
Somewhere.
on the OPS or
I
what
think
is it called?
they're gonna give it to the constable, that's a sheriff.
Also?
That's a sheriff position. Okay, commissioners, so just again, on the elected official, the 5%, and then the SB 22. So just so you guys are aware, 3,000, that puts him at $49,363 for constable two. So I guess what Mr. Pereira was asking is that if you all wanted to put all the constables at the same rate.
What was it?
$49,363.
49,366.
49,363.
Three.
Yes, sir.
I would say yes.
I'm gonna agree,
That's
because same
right.
as what we did to it.
And that's just keeping, allowing us to use the word fairness.
Let's just keep it for commentary.
Yeah, yes.
We're just gonna agree to it. We don't want to get an official number.
49
$49,363 for constable precinct 1.
and 4.
So
I mean,
so the base, Mr. Pereira, or you know what you need to do, I'm
Correct.
sorry, I apologize. Okay, gentlemen, I'll talk about it. You know what precinct 2890 Valley?
Is it Valley Street?
Valley Street,
It's a, do you know what precinct
Is it?
address falls in 2890 Valley?
there's Valley Street, but no,
Yeah.
Is yours not coming?
It's Valley Street.
Oh, yeah.
And I checked it, he said on the GPS it shows me Valley Street. That's yours?
Yeah.
That's yours?
Well, half of it, the other half of it.
From 23rd up is the county,
23rd up.
Trujillo Highway.
It's by the hotel holiday. Yeah, so it's Valley Street.
Hotel Highway.
Yeah, that's a different tool for 23rd.
The Holiday Inn is mine.
Yeah, this is the location. I am so sorry. So,
if it's TV rental, past TV rental, this is all mine.
Down on that side.
Well, I don't have Valley Street on my
I
side.
have a,
That would be more yours.
this is Valley Street on here, this is Valley.
Yeah.
Where that pin's at is the address, and that's what they're asking what precinct it is.
This
What
is-
precinct?
From 23rd Street, which is, this one right here, right here?
Mm-hmm.
22nd, 23rd, yes, that,
That's precinct.
uh-huh.
Thank you, Chris.
The guys are actually got the radio, working on couples.
Constable precinct 3, Mr. Pereira,
Where we, so we're gonna stay with the,
I'm gonna go back to
Okay.
Constable 2 because I wanna confirm, I do have some notes, but I don't have all the notes that justify 99,000, so I wanna give you guys a better answer.
thank you.
Precinct 3, elected official, 49,363. There was no other increases other than the fuel and oil, maintenance or repair vehicles, and then he is asking for $13,828 in equipment, and that is also, the request is a total amount for dual gun rack, wire connector, hardware fuse holder for Sierra, and then for a Panasonic Tough Book for computer.
That's precinct 3.
That's precinct 3.
Over here it says, $7,000 for radio for GMC,
Yes.
and then AR gun rack, and an
Yes.
AED defibrillator.
Yes. And
For cardiac arrest. Those are shots.
he's asking for 13.
Now we see 11 to.
No, I know, I see 11,438.
Question on the radio, Judge. They're not getting radios, so that can omit.
I think, Commissioner, this is for the actual, like, radio in the car.
Oh, the mobile radio?
In the car, not the handheld that we're getting.
Okay.
Mr. Pereira, that amount should reflect 11,438 and 12 cents for equipment.
Which council we talking about?
Constable precinct 3. On
This
the
should be what?
equipment, 11,438 and 12 cents. Salary is 49,363. You got that right? Okay, Constable precinct 4, again, salary 49,363. The line item, Mr. Pereira, on there for the personnel, for the 45,000, precinct 4, on precinct 4. It was a line item for personnel, for deputy constable 45. And can you refresh
We're gonna do
the CO three?
the CO, we're gonna do away with the truck.
Yes, with the capital equipment, 0. Anything else, commissioners? Anything else?
Judge, being that they're certified CPR, and I just noticed this, that, they're asking for an AED. And it's I know it's money, but it's $1,000. I look at it, should we get each one of them an AED?
We're trading.
Oh, you are? Okay,
It's fiscal.
thank you.
As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think Rick has one already.
Okay,
But we're getting some already.
yeah, because I forgot about that, but I'll get those, I think, for the fire.
Yeah. Extension services, same thing, just the personnel is the $1.50 range. Operating supplies demonstration, there's an increase there of 2,000, and that is, if you are aware, commissioners, our ag extension department has been really out there, in terms of the fishing, in terms of I'm not sure if I ever went to, but I implore you all to go. They also put on classes for like healthy eating and whatnot for diabetes. So that's why those supplies, were being asked to increase.
There's a decrease in fuel?
Yes, they went down to 2, that was just a reflection of, their expenditure. Other than that, there's not any other major changes. Any questions? Are we good on that one?
No. I don't.
We'll go to the next one, Mr. Pereira, the planning department, emergency management grants and planning. On the personnel, the $1 to $1.50 raise. In this particular, on the supplies commissioners, as you noticed, there was no change. As a matter of fact, I decreased some of the items just because I wanted to stay financially conservative, and we've been lucky enough that we've been able to not have excessive spending. We were able to get several grants that were able to cover long-term costs for some of these supplies. So there isn't any increases or major changes for me to present to you all, other than the $1 to $1.50 requests.
That's for grants and planning?
The grants and planning department, yes, sir.
So you have the head of department, permanent full-time, and a temporary part-time?
Yes, but we have not utilized the temporary part-time because we are using OLS funding for that position.
Okay.
It's just there if needed.
Is OLS still paying for the partial, or the head of department?
Yes, she gets new grants, different grants, it's not just OLS. So in all reality, Dimmit County only pays about $37,000 for her salary. Any other questions? Money?
I don't.
Commissioner Romero? We're good to go? Okay, next page, Mr. Pereira, sports complex, we discussed that one again, on the sports complex, the changes that were made was to keep the 3 full-time positions and then do just 1 line item for the part-time positions, which we did that yesterday. Mr. Pereira? Mr. Pereira, did you get that?
Oh, hold on.
Nice shirt, Mr. Ortiz.
Thank you.
It's nice, have you seen? It's like
You already agreed on that.
Huh?
You already agreed on
I know,
that.
we're just reiterating.
It's
Reiterating.
green,
Sorry.
Monday?
green.
Oh, it's purple.
Oh.
Oh, I forgot, he's colorblind, I'm so sorry, it was purple.
No, that's fine.
What color did you see?
He said he saw gray. Or gray or green?
Great.
Gray. Really, Commissioner, you're that colorblind? So what do you see in the fire trucks in red?
Great.
Oh, you do see red?
No, because that's the way it was.
I said, what do you see in your fire trucks? And red, and I said, is that what you see? He goes, no, but that's how I order them.
Here's a true story. When Bear Motors was open,
Yes.
I went and got a car. So all excited. We drive to Marina. I got us a black car. Right? And I see, what color was it?
It was a green.
What color was it?
Green.
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 You were off, but really.
But I got us a black car.
Wow. When did you find out you were colorblind?
It's always been.
Like since you were born? So like when you started like differentiate, like then you could verbalize.
I can see a certain color, but I can't distinguish.
Wow. So you do know that the 49ers are red
Red
and
and
gold.
gold.
I'm gonna get him a 49ers jersey, but it's gonna be blue and silver and white.
But
Okay, next one is the probation, juvenile probation office, commissioners is at the top. Actually, I'm sorry, I apologize, the welfare board, it's the first one on
Yes.
aid to government. There was no increase or change, same request is 6,000. Juvenile probation office, there was no, increase other than they are asking for 4,000 in telephone communications and utilities. And on detention costs, they increased, additional 2,000 from 10,000 to 12,000. And just to, inform the court what detention costs are, and I can attest as a judge on the judicial aspect of it, when we have a child that commits a crime through the juvenile system, and the judge orders for them to be detained, we have to pay, the county has to pay the cost of detention. And those costs, to detain them, usually and typically it's either, they've been sent to Atascosa County, Valverde County, or Webb County, and the cost of for the daily rate for the bed has been going up extremely high. I did at some point consider and try to see if we could find, funding or a grant, and actually Selena and I are working on that right now, and seeing if we can, build a juvenile detention center here, because not only would we save money, but we'd also probably generate revenue, just like the sheriff that he has marshal inmates, federal inmates. We would be able to bring in juveniles from other counties. I implore y'all to attend one of our juvenile board meetings, and right now there's a really, really big struggle in detaining juveniles anywhere. I mean, there's just nowhere to place them.
Judge, maybe in the future, and I don't mean to give divert from, there used to be a detention
I
center.
remember.
They don't use it, but for ambulance stories, we might start looking there, and if possible, just upgrade the building or whatever it needs to make it
Because right now, just to give you a perspective, commissioners, you know, we get $59 a day for the inmates or the marshals.
That's supposed to go up?
We've been waiting for it to go up.
No, that's the sheriff. The sheriff is on hold. She's got the information.
Anyways, it's $59 a day, and we produce obviously a lot of revenue from it. Right now, they're charging detention fees for the juveniles, $72 a day. In Atascosa, Webb County, and I can get y'all those figures, but it's been going up, Mr. Pereira, on the detention costs, and that's everywhere. you know, it's been really, really hard for all 3 counties in our district, to be able to place juveniles at detention centers because there's just nowhere to put 'em. So that's a reflection of that.
And the
Maybe the
problem is, because we looked into it a long time ago, is the state is very strict on the requirements for juveniles. And so basically, it's very hard to actually keep a facility afloat, even at the
To
charge.
be in compliance.
To be in compliance and to be able to stay afloat. Because they are very strict on the requirements.
You're talking about like the wage?
The compliance, like
You have to have so many
certain
people.
they have to be, like the jailers have to be
You
certified.
gotta have a nurse
You have to
and
have a
all.
certain nurse, it's just,
Sounds like compliance with, yeah.
Yes, it's
Well,
something it
no,
is.
it's a lot stricter than what, because
I mean, but
right here.
it's almost like the compliance, but it's,
it's like you said
More-
yesterday, management,
yes.
it's all about management,
So that building is there, maybe in the future we might look into it.
yes.
Yeah, I was open one time, but they
We
the
had
same
it here
issue.
one
They
time,
had the same issue about staying
Tax
afloat.
rate.
tax.
Any questions or anything for that one?
No.
Same thing, adult probation, they asked for the same, request, no increase. Again, no, increase, on veterans other than the $1 to $1.50 raise. We are still trying to work hard and diligently in trying to find a person to take on that role. I have talked to Commissioner Rubalcaba about utilizing the office here that Esmeralda currently uses once she moves over to the Petrie building, and she's offered that position, that middle place for a veterans office. Anything else on that one?
No.
Good on that one, Mr. Pereira. The district attorney, as you're aware, he came here yesterday, he's asking for a $10,000 increase. Appraisal district commissioners, Carmona, you wanted to talk about that one?
What was the increase, man?
So, let's see here.
Representative District Attorney.
I know, but I don't have the,
There's no worksheet.
I want to say it was an 8% raise, Mr. Carmona, Commissioner Carmona, that they requested,
8%?
8%. My recommendation was not going to be that, it was going to be 5% because that's what we were proposing for our employees. And I just didn't think it'd be fair to our employees to give another entity more. That's just my position, but I'm trying to,
No, on our county part, I'd say 5%. I mean, what are you looking for?
for the,
No, Appraisal District, if you go under the Appraisal District, there is an allocation in Dimmit County. 25 was 224, they're proposing
where
240.
are you at, Mr. Perez? What, is it a tab or because
Yeah, Appraisal District, right behind the district attorney.
I know, I know, but I don't have, yes, I have that, I see what you're talking about.
Oh, the breakdown behind it?
Yeah.
What the request, we don't have that here, but that's what the request.
But this is not something I can approve and I have a breakdown of it.
We need a breakdown of what they're requesting. If any.
If we turn in a breakdown,
She did, she did.
I want to say she sent it in, it's right here. Yes, thank you, Ms. Hernandez. I was gonna say, we need her. So this is an amount that she's asking for Dimmit County. I know that I calculated it, and it was an 8% increase, and then this is her payment payroll. They're 8%. We have not, approved the budget for them yet.
Just nothing there. Exactly. Did you just increase the payroll? That was it?
Yeah.
They didn't have for increase on yours and nothing.
Just payroll?
Just that's what she did. This is what she did. This is the insurance.
Chapter one, chapter two.
No, this is what they're proposing for us to do. So. She's asking for a $19,000 increase from the county.
And that's separate from what the school.
Yeah, because this is what the school will get, the school.
Right, it's, if we don't have everything, and then we don't. If we go a certain way, it goes to the other entity, and they approve it, or not approve, and then they go to another, a certain other way, it's a majority vote, because they're all Texas entities. They go to the city, the county, the school board, city of Big Bulls, city of Ashland, the water board, and I can't remember who else.
They're all right there.
Yeah. No, todo esto, yeah, and the hospital district.
So you're telling me if
If we just put something one and the rest thing that they're gonna do, you gotta go with it. Mm-hmm. So we can give it a try and not.
So can I get your input so that I can make my approval?
my input,
We're,
opinion.
we're a quorum here, so it's
Okay,
majority.
I wouldn't, increase. I think
At all.
At all.
Commissioner Carmona?
I agree.
No increase. And I know what you're gonna say, but I think Commissioner Carmona explained that to Commissioner Uranda right now, but it's just the proposal, which is 224,054. Really quick, let me just go back to Constable 2. When you asked about the 99, I got the answer, I have it here. He is asking for a new patrol vehicle. That's what the 99,000 is for. He's asking for a new vehicle, for it to be fully equipped with lights, radios.
You just got one.
Yeah, when he has to do it.
Well, I'm just letting you guys know, so I'll put a note on there. A 0 on the capital equipment.
Red or the silver?
It's a black.
Black again.
Oh, black. Maybe I'll put it in. It's green. Just step outside for a minute so we can.
I'm gonna ask for a 5-minute recess, and I'm gonna ask if everyone can step on and have a private conversation with the 2 commissioners.
Madam, I'm sorry, on the appraisal, we're at zero raise rate.
Mr. Pereira, on the appraisal, the commissioners are recommending to me for my proposal, no increase on the appraisal. Sorry. On the arena, and just for the record, Ms. McDaniel, we're just going over what was, not necessarily going over, but just so Mr. Beda can have the numbers probably from what was done yesterday. Any questions that the commissioners have or that I have proposed on there, but the arena was, went over it yesterday. Were there any other changes that the commissioners have?
Was-
Since
No, I think
Commissioner
we
Bereda's on
went-
a roll over there with questions.
We take the same, or the levy increase that you did.
Um,
No, I
I
guess
don't have,
personnel.
yeah, I don't have, no, he didn't ask for personnel.
That's, so,
That was your question? Yeah,
no,
he
no,
didn't.
I was my comment that we didn't add any personnel.
No, we didn't add no personnel. So that one's good to go?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that one's good to go, Mr. Pereira. On the Metro Commissioner Rubalcaba, again, she asked just for the additional $1 to $1.50 raise as her request. The only thing she did ask, Commissioner Rubalcaba did ask me at the meeting we had, was an increase of $1,000 for office supplies, and that was what she was discussing about needing a printer for the gentleman there at Metro. She asked for it on her requests. Everything else, she left it the same with the exception of the utilities. She asked for $3,500 more in utilities, and then she asked for $500 more in uniforms. In the capital equipment, she's asking for $50,000 for a post lift, to be able to lift up the new trucks. What she advised Mr. Pereira and I at the meeting was that these new vehicles that are being purchased by the county are more in tonnage, and so the current lift that she has right now is the weight of the new vehicles are exceeding what the current lift can carry. So she was asking for that $50,000 in addition. Mr. Pereira and I did advise her that that was a possibility that she could pull it out of her COs, but we still put it on there so that you guys are aware of it.
Okay.
Any changes, questions?
No? I don't.
No? On the airport, other than a 3% increase on the services to assist Mr. Martinez with the increase in the insurance that he's been paying that we match, you'll see a $1,000 increase from last year. Maintenance repair equipment, he asked for an additional $3,500. and that was for, the taxiway, the airport rehabilitation project, and also for the grounds, support for some cones and some other spill kit gears that he needed. In regards to the equipment, he was asking for $35,000 to be able to purchase a zero-turn mower, ATV, some aircraft tugs, some chocks, some tie-down gear, additional cones, and an aircraft radio.
35,000?
Yes, and he listed the amount, 15,000 for a zero-turn mower, 15,000 for the ATV, 6,000 for the aircraft tug, 8,000 for the ground power unit, 1,000 for the aircraft chocks, 1,000 for tie-down gear, 500 for cones, and 500 for the radio, to equal 35,000. Again, I'm here to hear your opinion, your position, and if y'all have questions, if you don't think that's, I mean, whatever y'all think, I'm here and I'll.
Judge, on the zero turn, he's using his personal.
He's been using this.
Yes, he's been using his personal, so really we can do with the zero turn. I think the rest, the cones, I mean, I can see the expense, but,
So are you recommending to subtract 15,000?
to leave the
Oh, to leave
15,000
15,000.
and the cones of 500. The other questions I have and then the utility vehicle I can understand also, because I walked that thing and I recommend the utility vehicle. Now, the rest of the equipment he's asking for, is that also part of those grants that we get? I wish he would have been here.
He is applying for a grant. He did advise Mr. Pereira and I, but I think the grant he's applying is more applicable to the refurbishing of the actual
Yes.
airport. Yes.
For the strip?
Yeah, not the actual equipment.
Okay.
So do you guys want to
Well,
keep it at
we
the
can-
35, or do you want to
No.
change?
I will make the recommendation better than 35.
Commissioner Odena?
I'll agree.
We'll keep it as is, Mr. Pereira?
Because the rest of them are for safety items.
Okay. Next item is the golf course, Commissioner Odena. Again, Mr. Pereira, the $1 to $1.50. We did have one change on the contract services that we decreased it to keep it the same, not decreased it. Commissioner Odena's request was 50,000. The court was of the opinion yesterday to lower it to 35,000. And other than that, I think everything else stayed the same, right, Commissioners?
Yes. Do not answer the commission, but
And Commissioner Odena, since you had proposed on the equipment for the IT situation, you on here have equipment, are you including equipment that you need for IT?
As far as IT equipment,
Yes,
it's not included.
that's what I'm asking you, because you recommended to take away from the IT line item, so are you wanting to add it on your golf course? Because I know that you said you have a computer that registered.
Well, Mr. Pereira knows, because we're working with Mr. Pereira on getting that software. And that's actually, we've had the discussion where some of our monies are going.
Yes, Mr. Castellano.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but that brings up a issue that you had some concerns about the IT budget earlier in the day.
I didn't have any concerns. Commissioner Uranda, Commissioner Carmona had advised that they're having to purchase IT stuff with their own money. So they were suggesting that we take away from the IT, because the way it was, I guess the mission or the goal of it last year was to put money for IT, and then everybody that needs equipment, in regards to when we say equipment, when we say equipment, we mean like computers, printers, and all that stuff would have to be purchased there. And the reason for that was because there were certain individuals or departments that were purchasing either the wrong equipment, and we were having to eat up the cost because they weren't returnable or refundable. So it was suggested that we keep funds there for you guys, but decrease it and distribute it back to the way it used to be before it was done. Because before, every department had their own IT budget for capital outlay. Last year was the first year with Commissioner Juan that it was suggested by Mr. Pereira to just put it all together. So what the commissioners are suggesting is to just go back to the way it used to be. And today's recommendation was from them to keep 50,000 in there for IT for whatever you guys need for y'all, but everything else, if any other department needed something, it would come from within their own budget.
The reason why, Mr. Castellano, is, and it's not something that we're aggressively taking away from you all because of not doing your own job, which you all do excellent. But I bought a printer, and not from the IT, I bought it from my account, from operating supplies. And I don't know where the secretary's printer came from, but for the fire department, we have a printer that I purchased through operating supplies. And that's how we've been purchasing what we need. Anything that inks, that stuff like that, we get it. I get it from my operating supplies. So when I saw that the expense is not really there, I figured since we're buying our own, it'd be dispersed as the old system was. That was my recommendation. And that's my explanation to you. It's not that we want to take money away from y'all or anything like ill willed or whatever. It's just that I see it more feasible us doing our own purchasing, and being that we use that money on capital outlay doesn't mean that I can use that money to go buy anything else, but it's gonna be mainly for IT, which y'all recommend and we'll get.
And just to clarify on that, I think the reason why it was so large is initially, and this was coming from Commissioner Rubacabla, as she had mentioned in a previous commissioner report, it was to make a bulk upgrade in one of the departments. I think it was the sheriff's department, and that is what we're trying to do right now. The devices, the quotes I had shown in, I think it was the last two.
Yes, we approved it,
Yeah.
and you remember, that's what I had brought up earlier, because on the expenditure report, it doesn't show that yet.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely correct. We approved it. I'm not sure which commissioner's court I can get the minutes, but we did approve, for the jail, y'all were gonna do, I think, like 12 monitors or something like that, right?
It was 35 monitors
35.
and 23 computers for one, for the sheriff's department primarily, and then.
And that's still in play for this fiscal year, like it's still gonna come out of
Right.
there, but they're talking about like going back to the old system for this next year.
Yeah, and I would agree with that, but you also have to consider the fact that we just finished a large inventory of most of the facilities, and we were trying to see if we can get like an upgrade schedule for the annex, for the historic, for the fire station as well, seeing which devices need to be placed there and just doing another bulk. That way we're not, it's not spread out over the next 4 or 5 years and replacing them as needed. You do it all at once, that way you use up the budget, or not use it up, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't say it that way, because he's always saying, just because you have it doesn't mean you have to use it.
Yeah, but reasonably, while we had it there, available. That way we can just do it all, make it all standardized as well as I'm trying to say.
Go ahead.
Mr. Castañeda,
Mm,
my concern came in with this point.
mm,
And I was trying to see where we needed to adjust, because if you recall, at one point, we needed a monitor or something like that in the this office.
mm,
Okay, so at that point, I reached out to Commissioner Talamantes.
mm,
And you, I think you were, somewhere or another, you were probably coming, because I reached out to you and you said, we'll talk to her. But anyway, long story short, at that point, she told me that there wasn't a lot of money in IT.
mm.
And of course, I didn't know how much there was. I knew how much had been budgeted from the previous year, but I didn't know what had been spent where I was actually not even in town with the conference, right? But I asked her, I told her, Commissioner, the way it's set up is that the budget's there for situations like this. In fact, the monitor goes out, the keyboard, mouse, whatever, anything pertaining to IT, so supposed to be covered through the budget, because I don't have a budget for IT items.
Mm.
And she, it seemed she was concerned. She said, there's not enough money in there. We still have to do this, we still have to do that. I said, okay. I said, if I have to, I'll buy it out of one of the line items that I have. But, and long story short, I brought it up to the judge, and I said, how is this supposed to be working? Because if she doesn't have enough money there,
Mm.
how can she take care of the county's issues, IT issues? And we had a discussion. That's why this came into play, to either address the amount or distribute it throughout, because you would understand that my department, as far as utilities, does not nowhere have the number of, does not require the amount that the sheriff would.
Mm.
So it's hard to distinguish, oh, we can get away with 130, 150,000.
Mm.
I think it's, if you as IT would say, you know what, the sheriff's department has this much value in IT, they would have to have this much to continue their operating processes. Let's just say they all crash and they burn, we have money there to replace it. I think it's easier that way, and it holds every department accountable for their IT equipment. Still going through y'all, of course.
Yeah.
I don't believe what is actually taking place now is in any shape or form going to affect y'all directly within your department. Because the money's still going to be there, just not necessarily in that line item. So if you need to replace a monitor, you'll still be able to replace it, but you'll be able to come and hit our budget directly.
Yeah, I would agree with that, like on when we don't really have to make, I'm sorry,
No, you're fine.
not when we were having to make these large upgrades or what we plan to do, because there are a lot of devices in each facility, each building that are on the oversight that
And I
need to be
think that was
replaced.
something that Commissioner Odena had also mentioned, Mr. Castañeda, that is, if, I understand that y'all want to do upgrades, but if you don't necessarily need the upgrades, or an elected official doesn't want the upgrades, then we shouldn't have to utilize the county funds, general fund to do
Yeah,
that. So,
And I wouldn't force them on you if you didn't need it, or if I didn't have your approval for it, I would, take them off or readjust to see what would work better. But I think that works out better on those off years when, because if we make an upgrade, we won't have to do it every single year. We have to, it gets spreads out every 4 years or 5 years, if that makes sense. And then on those
Kind
off
of like a
years.
cell phone, every 4 years.
But and just so you know, it doesn't also include monitors and computers. It also includes routers, switches, servers.
Everything.
So, yeah.
Well, I see it in a way that even if you do a bulk purchase,
Mm,
you're gonna get the money from every department
yeah.
that has it. It's not necessarily, or how can I say it? It's, you have the, let's just say you have a $500
Mm,
and it's dispersed against, it's dispersed to each other, any,
departments.
departments.
mm,
Even though you do a bulk purchase, then you know that each department has that money.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is bring it before Commissioner's Court,
mm,
and everybody will get a PO, and we're gonna do this thing, and that way it's more accountability where we can see where the money is being used. I see here, and no pun intended or nothing personal, but on the IT, let me get in there, so hold. Let's see. And of course, you know, if you're doing that project that y'all are saying, and capital equipment, you have that, is it 150,000? And you only use 16,000. See what I'm saying? And whatever project you're working, is it gonna be the 150,000? That way, if we need equipment, or it's gonna be in bulk, that each department will have accountability of that money. Instead of, if we do the purchase and then you don't have enough, then we're gonna have to do a budget amendment. You see what I'm trying to explain?
Yes.
So, I mean, the way I see it here, why don't we just split it per department? And when you're gonna do the bulk purchase or whatever services that come in, just like a phones, every department gets their taken out of their phone numbers. So it would be something simpler to that, I think. And if I don't want an upgrade, well, I don't, you know, or buy a computer because mine's working fine. It's like,
And I can agree to a certain extent, but there are, just so you know as well, there are certain times when you will need to upgrade and it's more so like for security reasons. Take a lot of the sheriff's office devices, for some of them, they will not be able to upgrade to Windows 11. And that leaves them open to...
I'm sorry, the what?
To Windows 11, the operating system, software.
Yeah.
So
I know we're on Windows 10, so.
So that leaves them open to like some vulnerabilities if we don't get them updated. And that will be my recommendation if we need to bring it up to the commissioners for
What's your recommendation?
like
I can hear you.
Oh, sorry. My recommendation would be with certain devices we will need to upgrade them at that point, regardless, because then it puts us at risk.
But for right now, it's not something that's set already. There's still discussion. This is just going over it. You know, we're still missing 2 commissioners, so we're just proposing this. It's not for anybody to say, oh, they took my money away. But this is our proposal. Once we get everybody here, then it'll be a discussion where everybody agrees, who knows how it'll go. So it's just a proposal. It's not for anybody to get upset or anything like that. It's just a proposal.
Okay. No, and I'm fine with that.
Okay.
But is there?
But I want you to be aware because I don't want it going out there saying the commissioners are doing cuts. No, we're not. It's a proposal because we haven't made a decision on the budget yet.
Okay.
Who knows if it comes back?
And if I could answer any questions or anything that they have concerned about.
I just don't want it going out there saying, oh, they're cutting their slack, they're doing this, they're doing something different. No, it's a proposal. So, and I don't want nobody coming to me and saying, why are you doing this, why are you doing that, without knowing how this process works and start causing chaos.
Okay.
Okay?
No, I agree.
And I don't mean to sound that strict, but I'm very adamant on what I say.
And you're, as a commissioner, you're entitled to, that's your opinion, and if that's what you stand on, that you feel you should go back to the way it used to be, and that's why we're here today, and I'm asking for y'all's advice or opinion, because then I have to give that to Mr. Pereira. And so, it was something that was brought up, so I'm bringing that up, but I think it's just going back to the way it used to be before last year. Because even my first year here, it never was like that before. It was just everybody took it from their department, those items.
Okay.
Do you need a new person?
Hmm?
Do you need a new printer?
No, no, I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, no. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So Commissioner Odena,
Judge, if, I was looking at that right now, so if, based on the equipment that we have right now, we have, 2 monitors, one in the lobby area, one in the, 2 printers. Oh, I forgot the laptop, but the laptop and,
register.
the register and the card reader. So we're looking at roughly around 6,000, if needed. That's if we do split up the IT equipment by department. That would never take roughly 6,000. And then I'll give them Mr. Vega so we do have a, yeah, that should go.
How much, I'm sorry?
6,000.
6,000.
And just for the record, just that money would be there if something was to break, not to replace at this point because everything's working fine right now.
6,000, Mr. Pereira, on the capital equipment for Commissioner Odena. Any other questions or comments? So we're good on that. Courthouse security, again, Commissioners, there was no substantial change other than the increase for the personnel, the $2.50. The operating supplies, everything stayed the same. The only thing I did ask for capital equipment, and for me, it's more so for the handheld equipment. Mine's not necessarily IT, it's more of the handheld equipment. I don't know if maybe at some point I may need a monitor for whenever, because they're installing the cameras so that the staff here can possibly, if we get permission from the historical commission, if they're gonna put cameras over there, we'll need a monitor, but I think right now for $5,000, I'm okay with that. Yes, sir.
Weren't we gonna try to increase the salaries there in the courthouse security?
Yes,
Because of the problem with
that's what we agreed to yesterday, to the 45, like the officers.
Because if you get, with the, if you do $1.50, that would bring it up to 45,000. So you're good with
To
45,000.
45, yes. We're almost done, Ms. McDaniel. I didn't want you to forget. No, I won't forget you, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna be done. Records management, the temporary part-time state, the request of the 13,520, Mr. Pereira. Any other changes, gentlemen? No changes there? Anything on the equipment?
No, I think
You're okay? Utility Commissioner Urenda. Any changes?
The only thing on utilities, Judge, and honestly, just because of what we've encountered in the past, is the allocation of some type of funding for these water wells. We have 4 water wells that provide the water utilization for a lot of our constituents within the certain areas. Catarina, Brundage, Santos subdivision, and the one that we monitor and also repair if needed, or as needed, is the one by the water arena. Just to, I guess more of a question, how, moving forward, if we were to encounter a situation like we did the last time where it was right around 60-something thousand to perform major repairs to and water with it, you know, on a situation like that, providing water to constituents, for example, such as Spatosa subdivision, it's all time sensitive because if our water system's not up to par, they really have no other way of getting water. So everything's expensive because people may be on overtime working on it. So how do you see allocating funds for somewhat a situation that we encounter like that? I know in the past, before I was responsible for the budget, there was money allocated by the former judge for a situation like that? Mr. Pereira would know more about this?
Well, no, it was because they were planning to get fixed, or planning to get upgraded, whatever it is. So that's probably actually amounts to it. So it would be up to you all.
Would we use money from the, in a real bad emergency, would we use money for the catastrophic, from the catastrophic?
Yes?
There's something set there for,
Yeah, I had a
Miscellaneous.
request on the budget.
There was, it's under miscellaneous, not catastrophic.
or what I used to,
Yeah.
So where's that line item at? Under what budget?
It is,
Okay, do that.
it's there.
as long as it's there, then.
It's a disappearing line item.
Okay.
Actually, it's under. Wait, right there. It's on page.
The miscellaneous right there, Commissioner.
Yeah, 42.
Page 42.
What page?
42.
42?
42.
That's the child welfare board, you know? On my page.
No. It's an intergovernmental. It's right here, right there.
Point at it, please. Show me where it's at. Yeah, I see it right there, but can you put your finger on it?
It's the little box now, and the
It's
little
fine.
square.
Oh, cool.
It's the hiring
What budget is that?
It's on the page to other government.
Oh,
Miscellaneous.
oh, I was looking at it for it on the utility.
Okay, so, Commissioner Odena, you requested the 50,000 for equipment. Is that still your request?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody have questions,
No.
comments? You are in agreement with this presentation?
Yes.
Okay, on to the next one. Sanitation Commissioner Rukawa, again, she just asked for the $1.50 for her employees. In regards to her other requests, there was only an increase in operating supplies. She asked from $4,000 to $6,000, which is $2,000 more. And then on the repair of the dumpster, she's asking for an increase in the repair of the dumpsters in the amount of $17,000. And then on the container, she initially had requested 60, however, when she met with Mr. Pereira and I, she had advised us that she was in agreement to the 30,000 because they were purchasing some other ones this current budget. In regards to the capital outlay that she's asking for equipment, she's asking for $225,000 for a vehicle Freightliner. However, I am gonna get confirmation from her momentarily, because there was a possible discussion about purchasing that through a CO. So I can get that information to you momentarily, but other than that, any questions? Or any, comments?
No, ma'am.
No.
Thank you. Commissioner Noguera did confirm on that Freightliner, she is asking for it from capital outlay from the general fund.
The what, ma'am?
The Freightliner on capital equipment, the trash truck
Oh, okay.
on equipment, 225,000. So she's asking for that from the general fund. Any questions,
No.
comments, changes?
Okay.
If there are none, go to the next one. On the landfill, Commissioner Noguera was asking again the $1.50 raise for the employees. And $1.50 for the employees and everything else stayed the same. In terms of, she was requesting an additional part-time position. Mr. Pereira and I did advise her that we were not adding any positions, and she, at that time, advised Mr. Pereira that she was okay with that. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Everybody in agreement?
This, that 700,000 for the.
Oh, I apologize. Thank you so much for bringing that up, Commissioner Odena. So the 700,000, she's asking for a tub grinder. She said it was for, an equipment that grinds the mulches, I guess, in large quantities. She did, advise Mr. Pereira and I when we discussed with her, on the contingency that we are anticipating on getting the COs. She was requesting that each commissioner contribute $140,000 from each CO. If we do approve the amount of COs that we were anticipating, $140,000 from each commissioner to purchase that tub grinder.
I have no problem.
I think,
That will work.
I'm pitching it to,
you could do,
yes.
so it should be less than.
No, it's 140 divided by 5.
She's so nice, I appreciate that.
I'll go help you guys throw in wood in there. I think that's what you do, right?
Hmm?
Just throw wood in there.
In Moses.
You gonna get number?
That one's good to go, Mr. Pereira. Middle Rio Grant, no changes. Valley World Cemetery.
We did that.
Was it?
We did that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Other than that, I think with everything else is in regards to the COs, the numbers are there, commissioners. The tax note series are there. The other ones are the grants that we get, the Operation Stone Garden for the sheriff, the local security for the sheriff, and then Operation Lone Star, are there. I think that's about it. Anybody have any questions, on the forum that I have, and based on the information that was discussed yesterday and today, Ms. Pereira will put everything together and we will submit a proposed budget based on this to the commissioners by August the 15th.
One more question, well, to you, so you can turn it to you. I mean, because it's your budget, but I was thinking about what we talked about Monday, about the number of positions, and the way, I can't come up with the description in the back and still let, and have the elected officials select the amount, the percentage they're going to increase. But what I did think about was maybe what I will do is write the number of positions that are supposed to be under personnel here, and that'll give you basically the number of positions that they can keep under their, like personnel. Here we have five, let's suppose 5 positions, and that's how many you have. Now, that way you can't go over that position or create 2 positions out of 6
So what
positions out of
happens
5.
You're saying to eliminate this,
Yes,
So what happened this year?
yeah, because right now there is, that's all we can do, because you're giving the elected officials the ability to go whichever way they want.
Split the check.
Yes.
All right.
You have a question, Commissioner?
I do have a question on, public facilities, that's the board.
Public facilities is, Commissioner Talamantes is.
No, that's the board.
The Border Patrol.
And there's 4 employees at the board.
Is there?
Is it?
Well, there's there's not 4, there's not 4.
Why did
in
the
case they-
paper say there's 4 employees at
There's
public
4
facilities?
positions.
No, there's names on there.
Yes, there is.
I don't want to mention the names, but they're on there.
Oh, yeah, there's one.
Which one is it?
There's 4 positions.
But he's saying there's not.
There is Mr. Pereira.
I mean, no, there's not, I don't think she has them full. I think those are the people that were,
There's 4 positions, but he doesn't know if they're
They're
all
full.
complete or
So why-
vacant.
Okay. So you're saying there's 4 positions available for that location?
Yes.
but I don't think,
Yeah,
but I don't think that's,
And it's salaries are high, and they used to, historically speaking, I don't know why I keep saying that, there used to be 1 person out there.
no, there's one high position that there always been. They always had one position that was basically air conditioned. Well, he was supposed to be an electrician or something
I
like that.
think, Mr. Mayor, I think the
So
reason
you
why
have-
we
you have-
ended up with this was because back when the previous commissioner was here, this involved that, the CSA building.
No, public facilities is not included.
Are you
Public
sure?
facilities, only public facilities. They pay for it. That's why we get the money.
Was just using them for
Yes. I mean, if they use them someplace else,
But even some of the money that he used at not the CSA, the middle of grant.
Commissioner, so you're concerned about the
Okay,
number of employees?
Yes, for one.
okay, the middle
Well,
grant,
you should have brought it up yesterday.
Why didn't- why didn't I list it right now?
hold on.
But we
The
need to
public
bring it.
facilities, the middle rear grant is part of public facilities.
That's what I
Yes.
meant, I
Okay.
misspoke when I said CSA, I meant the middle of grant. Back before, Commissioner Carmona had that, the border patrol and the middle of grant. So,
That was one last year.
right, but he still had it because he was the one pushing to close the deal now, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's how I feel that this got established, because some were gonna work over here, some were gonna work over here, and that's the way I remember we.
No, basically it was all public facilities. They've
So you're
always-
telling me it takes 4 people to work inside the border patrol facility?
they
where
did-
With
they-
us, we have 4 for the
Look
three.
at this.
They didn't have 4 people before. I mean, this is for
They have
positions.
4 people, 4 positions right now.
I know, but I don't think they're full.
Yeah.
I think they're vacant. I think
What
they're
are they
vacant.
for there then?
In case they need them.
Commissioner Alonso also has a question, a concern that he brought up regarding the.
And I missed it yesterday. Look at the part-time salary. And that's just one.
No, that's in total, that's what is available. They're only-
So,
Well, see, that's just,
But in part-time, that's all what's available.
so that's why he's saying that's a lot of.
That's a lot of people
Yes.
in one area.
come on, Pereira. I'm gonna say like the whole commission and just say, come on, I mean, this is.
It's overkill.
They
In my
use-
opinion, it's overkill.
Exactly, just because.
They use only what they.
And I always say, not because it's there,
Okay,
like,
so if you know what they need,
Okay.
they're making it work.
There's
why
another
would you-
thing that we, okay, there's another thing that we do.
That's why we get into trouble we
Hold
get.
on,
because-
no, hold on a minute. We don't do that. The public facilities, we have to show the US government that we're spending the money, or at least budgeted. And so that's why we
Oh,
included
then you
it.
should have started there.
Well, that's what it is.
Well, we're trying to justify it.
I see it here and it's
Well,
like,
because they pay $840,000 a
no,
year.
understand?
And if you look at the expenditures, we don't use anywhere near that.
But I think it's because Juan used to use his other bridge to work.
But it's confusing, you know.
But
it's
it's, yes, but we have to show that we do need the $840,000 that we get from the government. So because they have asked for the budget and they have asked for expenditures.
like- Okay, yeah.
Well, it looks bad from the standpoint of,
It's
until
only
you
a
said-
budget,
until you
it's
said what you
budget,
said.
not expenditures.
Huh?
It's a budget, not the expenditures.
But there's still positions there that can be filled as needed within the same parameters. And with a very, very healthy pay scale, if I may add to it.
But if you look, actually she only used, or he only used $116,000 last year.
I understand what you do.
And we did have-
What's on paper.
We did have
He's
it
talking about
all,
what Juan used last year.
but that's why we do it, basically to make it look expensive or to, I don't want to say that much more in public.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
keep the commentary, Mr.
Yes.
Pereira. I guess you can just put it on the record, Commissioner Odena, that you have that concern, Commissioner has that concern, so that it does not look like
We're
we're just
targeting.
frivolously spending.
Yeah, look at what we spent in the 7 months.
I get you.
You're thrown.
Any other, I know you have the concern, but any other concerns? No? We don't need it on the record.
I don't know,
We were just,
a budget concern, I mean, it was related to budget.
for this.
no, but to close.
We close the meeting.
Mr. Castaneda, we can close the meeting.
Thank you.